You're listening to Mr. Credit on San Diego 1700 with local credit expert Derek Evans. Now, live in studio, Mr. Credit.
Good for you for tuning in to the most important hour of radio, live and local. Here in San Diego, we're telling you everything they don't want you to know. When we say they, we're talking about the Wall Street gangsters, the government, the big banks, the credit bureaus, the media, the debt settlement companies, the healthcare industry, or anybody else who's trying to get at your hard-earned money by deceiving you or getting you to spend it unwisely. Visit MrCreditRadio.com if you want to send me an email. Thank you for all the people who've been emailing this week. Really good questions. And I'm giving really good answers, promise. Or you can do a Facebook search for Mr. Credit, and you will find me there. All right, we've got a lot to talk about today. First and foremost, World Series action. Really just a shocker. I mean, it's a shocker. The Giants are up 2-0. Now, they won both those games at home. We'll see how much that means. Sometimes in these big games, momentum is so important, especially in a precise game such as baseball. So I think you might find that this could be one of those series where the home team is just going to win every game. I mean, that's totally possible. But I think for sure what's going to happen is Texas is going to come back and win the next two games to even this thing up at home. What happens in Game 5, I'm questionable about. Now, as soon as Kinsler hit the ball off the top of the wall in center field yesterday, I knew Texas was doomed. Doomed to lose that game. It's just, have you ever seen anyone hit a line drive home run to center and have it bounce off the top of the ball and come back into play? I mean, that's never happened before in history. How could that happen? It happened. And when everything is going the Giants' way right now. It has been for the past 6 to 8 weeks. Everything's been going their way. It's hard to bet against that. I've done it already, but it's hard to bet against that. No! I might be kicking myself. But I still think Texas is the better team. And I think when it comes down to it, especially when we get a little later in the rotations here, I think it's going to work to their favor. I think, the next time Cliff Lee pitches, and he will get to pitch again. And when he does, I think he's going to take care of the Giants. When that happens, I think that's Game 5, and I think that's when the Rangers go up 3-2. But hey, the next game's not till Saturday, so we got a couple days of breather here, and it'll be tough to squeeze that one in with all of the amazing college football action that we've got going on. Mr. Credit Radio, ESPN 1700. Save the station in your dial. We will have all the World Series action right here, but there's going to be a lot of college football going on this weekend and pro football on Sunday, obviously. And we're going to have, later in the studio, we're going to have a special guest in who we're going to go through all the NCAA games, all the college games. We're going to go through all the NFL games as well. It's a football Friday. We're having fun today. It's a fun Friday. Now, yesterday we had Zephyr Hill in with Goldberg Jones. I read a quote that I want to dip back into today real quick before I talk about the Billboard family. If you haven't heard about the Billboard family, it's not what you think. But it is really an interesting story, and I'm happy to transpose that message because I think it's brilliant. But what the president said on the Daily Show with Jon Stewart is troublesome for me, and I went back and I looked at it again, and I thought, am I overanalyzing this? And no, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really not, because the concern right now for all of us guys down here on the ground level, everyone who's, just middle-class America, everybody, all of us, we have to say, well, what is going on right now? How can all this money be spent without us having to pay any extra? Because we really haven't been hit with any tax increases yet. It's coming. Guaranteed. Just how bad is it going to be? They're already talking about moving the dividend tax from 15% to 39%. Income tax brackets are going to increase. Sales tax is going to go up, and that's on a more local level. And, state taxes are going to go up. There's no doubt about it. So the more money we spend, the worse we get into this tax cycle of having the money that we make get stripped from us immediately without us doing anything for it. We didn't do anything. They just take it away. You get to vote on whether this stuff works or not, but you don't get to decide whether or not you pay into these things. And so I look back at this and I go, all right, what did he say exactly? Well, let's look. Jon Stewart was pressuring the president and saying, hey, why has the White House been timid with health care? And Obama disagreed with him. And, he said, hey, this is a big deal. And this is his quote. I think most people would say this is the most significant piece of legislation in this country's history. The most significant piece of legislation in this country's history. And this drew the applause from the audience. Now, when I say someone's after a legacy and they're not concerned necessarily about how we're going to get there, I just want to have it. That's what I mean. I think most people would say this, meaning the healthcare bill, is the most significant piece of legislation. There's been a lot of legislation, a lot of significant legislation. How about people voting? How about us unifying races? There's a bunch of stuff that's been very significant. Most significant piece of legislation in the history of this country. In the history. Pretty bold statement, but that's where he's going with it. Now, I had a couple people email me about this, and I'm not attacking a political side here. I don't care about politics. In fact, I hate them. Hate. All politics does is cost us money. It costs us money. It's extremely inefficient. Does there need to be an order? Of course. But the truth is, it's just not done very well on any level. And all these politicians, they're riding high.
I'm Rick James.
While the rest of us are down here taking a beating over and over and over from every angle. We're just getting beaten. It's harder to get a job. Okay, put more regulations on people, make it harder for them to get jobs. But you actually incentivize people to send work overseas. Of course, that's what they're going to do. Why wouldn't they? So the politics side is not good, no matter which party you're in. I don't care. Like I said, when you go to vote, you're choosing one side or the other. You're going to love things about one side. You're going to hate things about them. Both of them. It doesn't even matter. And that's disappointing to me. I look at this battle that you're seeing on TV every day. It's Whitman and Jerry Brown, and they're going after each other. And it's kind of funny when, her commercials with him, like on the puppet strings. And it's kind of funny, his commercial with her saying the exact same things Arnold said. The problem is, as governor, you can't do that much by yourself. You just can't do that much by yourself. If you don't have agreement amongst all sorts of other levels of legislative power, it doesn't matter what you think. There's all kinds of stuff Arnold wants to do that he can't do. There's all kinds of stuff that he doesn't want to do that he has to do. That's unfortunately the way politics works. It's just ugly. But for our president to make it clear that I was right, the whole healthcare thing was about Obama's legacy. It wasn't about what's good for the people. That just so happens to be the selling point. Whether it's good for anyone or not, we will see. But if going to the hospital becomes anything like going to the DMV, I don't think anybody who agreed with this in the beginning will be happy about it. And that's all I'm saying. So, not attacking political parties. All right. First of all, I want to give a really big kudos. Man, yesterday we had a half a dozen success stories. Oh, it was awesome. I love checking voicemails when that's what you're hearing. Hey, just wanted to say thank you so much for introducing me to William McDonald. He saved our family. I get these things all the time, and it's hard for me to explain to you how much it means and why I, take someone like William McDonald, I bring him on the show. Why do I talk about him every day? Why do I talk about bankruptcy? Because it's the number one thing they don't want you to know about. It's the number one thing. And they don't want you to know because it's bad for them. It's good for you. It's good for you. It is. You have financial hardships. You're not living the life you want to live. You don't have to. You don't have to. The law is there for you. It's been written for you on your behalf. So that you, in a bad time, whether you have a lot of credit card debt or collections or medical bills or whatever it is, you've actually got the ability to delete all that stuff and start fresh. You have the ability. You can do it legally. It doesn't even take that long. 100 days and you're done. Credit score goes higher. Almost every single time. These are the reasons people come back. They write the love letters. They go to kudzu.com and punch in McDonald Legal Group. And then you see all those love letters in there. That's what they all are. They're, hey, you changed the life of our family. You took all of our credit card debt. This particular family, they had about $100,000 or so in revolving debt and unsecured debts that could be discharged, and some medical bills too. And it's all gone. It's gone now. They just start over. They put money in their pocket now. They have a chance to save some money to, retire. Is anyone thinking about that? You get the opportunity to do that. You get that financial gorilla off your back. Now you don't have to say no every time your kid's asked to go to the movies or buy the new coolest thing. Whatever it is. But when you're saving every penny just to make the minimum payments on credit cards that aren't going anywhere at 25% interest, that's pointless. That's not living life. You're just an income stream. You're a recurring revenue stream for the big banks. And they make enough money. They don't have to take every single cent possible from us, but they're going to try. They're going to try. They're trying right now. Doing everything they can. Remember the 0% offers? Those aren't real. Those aren't real. There's no such thing. Every balance accrues interest. If you pay it off by a certain point and they forgive you that interest, that's what they mean by 0%. But everything is accruing interest. Why? Because they're trying to get you to forget about it. Why 12 months? Because they know they're smarter than us. They have more people with more brain power than we do looking at this stuff. And they know at 12 months is a long time. You'll forget about it. Or you might just accidentally let it pass, and boom, they're going to nail you right in the pocketbook. Well, you don't have to put up with any of this stuff. If you have credit card debt, if you have financial hardships at all, Chapter 7 bankruptcy is the most amazing financial tool that exists, and it's your legal right. And if nothing else, you at least need to become educated about it. You got to become educated about, hey, what's best for my family? You know, if I can go and I can file for bankruptcy, Chapter 7, be done in 100 days, have a higher credit score, most likely, and get rid of all of this credit card debt, gone. Like, not make another payment. Don't make another payment. Become debt-free. That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. That's the whole right that you have. Call William McDonald today. 858-437-0103. To the family who called me and left me a voicemail, I really appreciate you having faith in me and knowing that I'm shooting you straight. That's my whole thing. This isn't some fluff situation. This is real. This is helping people. Call William McDonald today. 858-437-0103. 858-437-0103. When we come back, I'm going to talk about the Billboard family, one of the coolest stories that I've heard. I'm also going to share a secret with you. What do women want? I know the answer. I figured it out. Brooke, I want you to chime in on this. What women want, Mr. Credit has figured it out, and we will be giving that to you when we come back. ESPN 1700, you're listening to Mr. Credit. We'll be right back.
If you have questions about your credit, call 858-673-4299. That's 858-673-4299 to speak with Mr. Credit, or go to MrCreditRadio.com.
You know, I've worked with plenty of different mortgage companies in San Diego, and while there are some who do a great job, there is only one that I can say is truly the best in the business. The Craig Sewing Lending Group provides an experience and expertise in real estate financing that is absolutely second to none. I've known Craig for a dozen years, and I know you would be satisfied working with him. Call 888-880-9500. That's 888-880-9500, or go to craigsewing.com if you're interested in buying real estate in Southern California. It's also worth considering the terms on your loan if you already own property. Rates are at levels that just absolutely boggle the mind right now, and chances are you could save some easy money here. Call Craig Sewing today, 888-880-9500, and tell him Mr. Credit sent you. That's 888-880-9500, or online at craigsewing.com.
Hey men, if you're facing a divorce, custody, or child support issue, don't go it alone. You need the professionals at 1-800-DIVORCE to help protect your rights.
This is Rick Jones of the law firm Goldberg & Jones. Selecting the right attorney for your divorce is one of the most important decisions a man can make. Even though your case may last only a few months, the impact lasts a lifetime. Our firm represents husbands and fathers in divorce, custody, and child support cases.
Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Get your phone questions answered at no charge. That's 1-800-DIVORCE, serving the entire greater San Diego area.